Hey everybody, Rodamon here. Thanks for tuning in to the Philosopher King, a RimWorld royalty series about being a benevolent ruler in a benevolent society governed by these rules and goals, and the projects that you voted on for me to work on. So, picking up where we left off, we have just survived the massive travel raid from the west, and then the toxic fallout thereafter. This episode, I am planning on doing a few different things. One, I would like to set up a landing pad for the High Stellarch to arrive at. So I am going to square away a landing pad zone here, which means removing the roof over said area and allowing it to be landable, and then I'll build the pad up a bit as well. Actually, I might need to move this. And then, once we have a landing pad and I have secured what I think is a decent enough amount of food and resources and the like, I will be accepting the Stellarch's mission and having the Stellarch come visit us. Zero is back up to 20 as a neurotrainer, and then Talon used the blinding pulse psycast. We don't have need of the other psycast at the moment. Taking a look at my farms here, I would say we might not even really need to sow this area here, if I'm being perfectly honest. So we'll just continue to do what we're doing, which is to say hunting up the remaining large wildlife for what little remains of the meat available to us on the map tile, and preparing for the Stellarch's arrival. Machine collector coming to visit, Aaron Giles. Sorry, Aaron, we don't have room on our ship for you. Nothing personal. Okay. So our landing pad will be down here. It's not maybe the sexiest location ever, but it will have to do. Now that the exotic goods has left, we'll pull up our beacons so that we don't get pod droppers attacking in that location. And we'll set up our landing pad accordingly. Now, with the ship landing beacon getting built where it is, I'd like to move the power cables that are inevitably going to be running through it. So we'll get those tidied up. It did collapse a roof. That is not much of a worry. I'll just put up another column supporting it. We have quite a few idle pets, don't we? So, building up a supply of backup armor is going to be useful for our defense. We already have the guns in pretty good supply. We just need to get the armor. So let's get this granite column set up, and then we'll have the full landing pad, and it won't be... Okay. Run power around the edges, connect it, and we will be all set. Then, let's go ahead and marble tile up the middle. And maybe then a ring of granite flagstone, just for a little design. Obviously, there is not a path that takes you from the landing pad to the rest of her castle, but the Stellarch will have to hoof it. She'll be okay, I think. All right, let's continue sowing our farm fields. I know we're heading into fall, so it's not really a season of abundance, but we'll just have to make do. landing pad is almost fully usable. And then we will be accepting the Stellarch. The Stellarch's arrival. Now, what's important for the Stellarch is to have an abundance of sort of the food and drugs that a high, hoity-toity lady such as yourself would expect. So lavish meals, which is why I did all the hunting and farming and that kind of thing. And then also the proper accommodations, which would be this royal bedroom here. She is also bringing multiple guests. So as you can see, I have 3 spare bedrooms, it seems. 1, 2, and 3. So not a 4th bedroom. I guess someone's gonna go have to sleep in a guard shack or something. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna accommodate the last person. We got some mad rats on our hands. How a rat threw dirt into Yanshui's eyes, I haven't a clue. But, alright, let's get rid of these mad rats. Alright, there's 2, and there should be a 3rd. Where is it? Just to our south. Okay, mad rats are done. Back to the task at hand. Taking a look at the fabrication bench. Yes, we have back up everything. We haven't yet delivered the knee spikes. I think what I'm going to do is have Ervanath, I know, Ervanath deliver these knee spikes, the pacifist. That puts her at considerable risk, but let me see if there's any pets that can accompany her. Danishi. Probably Danishi over Damien. Maybe both. Danishi and Damien. Send you with kibble. And simple meals. Or actually, fine meals. You know what? The wargs won't eat the... They'll only eat raw meat. So it's probably not going to be them. They'll have to be Death Command and Angelia. Yeah, alright. So let's send just one. We'll send Death Command with Ervanath. Ervanath, are you able to take ownership? Let's see. No. Okay. Well, in that case, Falstupia and Shay, I'm going to send you guys, because Ervanath just won't cut it. Alright, Falstupia, Shay. Some fine meals. I know they're going to rot in transit, likely. Bring some leather that I'm not going to need. And then bring the knee spikes. And a bedroll. If I can find one. Let's also bring these sculptures. Some of these might end up being gifts to make sure that we cement our relationship. I actually don't see any bedrolls. So some beer. And tea. I'll have to do. Okay, so we're probably going to wait until they return home in order to kick off the Stellarch's missions, because we're definitely going to want a full roster back home when the Stellarch missions start. Otherwise, we'll be at somewhat of a disadvantage. So let's launch. We're going to be visiting Welsh. Fulfill trade order. Our relationship with them, let's see. We want to sell off some of these unnecessaries. We have the anti-grain warheads, which are going to be useful for our defense. Do they have... They have a regular bedroll. They do not have doubles. Alright, you guys are going to be roughing it. So they are returning home in 2 days. Their food rots in 2.5 days, so as long as they make good time, they should be fine. We are queuing up a few backup components. Oh, Poppy needs a cataphract helmet, looks like. Let's do a quick inventory here. So we are going to need prestige cataphract helmet soon. 2 of them, in fact. As far as clothing goes, I think we're good. Recon armor for Mathis. You know what I could do instead? Let's do it this way. Ranged. Let's say 70 plus. And that way, if we have armor that is damaged, we replace it now rather than later. And then pacifist, I suppose normal to 70 plus as well. Okay, so if people have clothing that will need replacing, they will replace it now rather than later. And that way we can have some of these backup arms and armor if we need them, you know, if our current equipment shreds or whatever. But that will do. Okay, we've got the plague for Yanshui, Poppy, and Mathis, but it was all blocked by the antibiotics we're on. So, dodge that bullet. Going for shield belts, and yep, alright, so we are definitely gearing up a bit more. We have a lot more arms and armor. Let's continue hunting to make sure that our meat supply is healthy. Taking a look, everything's above 70%. That shield belt is about to go on Talon. Above 70%. Alright, so it looks like we need a prestige cataphract helmet, and that would be it. Yeah. A masterwork sculpture. Perfect. Speaking of sculptures, I'm going to uninstall this one so that I remember to sell it. Now, another thing I'm going to need to do before the end times is... let's call in an Imperial trader. Call in a Balkans trader. And call in a Balkans trader. We are going to want to stock up on steel, plasteel, uranium, things that we can defend ourselves with. Wow. Dang. It's pretty nice, but I don't think I'm going to be making 68 toques right now. We're too close to the Stellarch mission, I think. I'm adding this to the zone just so that we harvest it. Doesn't hurt to... we have such a large kitchen. Doesn't hurt to stockpile up even higher. Especially not when you have so many pets like we do. Plus Tupia and Shay, you are just a day away. Cataphract helmet gets created. So you can see, yeah, we definitely have some equipment that needs replacing, like recon armors. Prestige cataphract helmet. Oh, and an ambrosia sprout sprung back up. from the ashes of the toxic fallout. I'm going to have to remove this from sewing, but this is a nice find. 15 of them. Ambrosia 5. Alright, this ambrosia is dead. Let me try to find the other ambrosia zones I have out here, because chances are they've since decayed. It is funny how this benevolent society has a really ridiculous amount of ambrosia at its disposal. Okay, so we are half a day away. They should be here tomorrow. And they're bringing additional anti-grain warheads, which should help with the Stellarch missions. And, okay, Storyteller, you're getting a little ridiculous here. I don't need... We aren't a methadone clinic. I don't need so much ambrosia. This is a benevolent society of not drug addicts. But okay, sure. As luck will have it, I will accept it. Yeah, this zone is pretty much tapped. Okay, we're cranking out the recon armors. We are stockpiling a truly ridiculous amount of rice. All of the other fighters that are coming to escort the Stellarch can be put on simple meals if need be. So here is the first bulk goods trader from Irvibum. And we are looking primarily for plasteel, uranium, steel, that kind of thing. Components. Stuff that allows us to replace our defenses mostly. So, they've got plasteel. We can subsidize the plasteel with a bunch of the statues. And how do they not have regular steel? I suppose I'll buy the components. Okay, we're also pretty low on gold, I've noticed, because of the prestige armor. Oh, there we go. Recon armor, masterwork. That's phenomenal. And then Fustupia and Shay are home as well. Fustupia taking off his helmet. So that's one more piece that I'll have to replace. All right. Make sure to do all the hunting that is available to me. Donkey revenge. I think we're fine. So Zero, you are going to be more or less on fabrication for the spare arms and armor. We are at Anima Grass 37. Looking to see if there was anything to install, and it is officially fall. Got 4K rice. A little bit of a social fight. They'll survive. Once they leave, the other bulk goods traders that I've called in should arrive shortly. Here comes the regular bulk goods trader. I don't believe I even asked for them to show up. But I'm happy that they did. I'll accept their gifts, their trades. Okay. Here they are. Regular lake. I don't know how you have the materials you do, but oh no, you don't. Okay, never mind. I misread. What I might do is, yeah, let's sell the Blinding Pulse because it is apparent I don't need it. What do they have to buy? They've got more herbal meds than I rightly need. I think at this point, my best bet is to go ahead and sell all my cloth. I don't suspect I'm going to need any. Or, no, I'm going to keep some for making medicine. But I don't need too much. And then sell the berries, sell the milk, and sell what will even out this trade here for silver. So I'm going to be able to afford more from other traders. Done. So we have a little bit of cloth. How much did I leave myself with? Did I not leave? Oh, yeah. No, we have plenty to make medicine. That shouldn't be an issue at all. So now, as you can see, everybody but Talon is back in the armor that they were due. We're still crafting up some spares, and another one from Everbum? I thought the last one was from Everbum. Now I'm getting confused. Getting very confused. Guys, did you get lost? All right, so they have steel. That's something I'm definitely willing to buy. I'm gonna sell. No, I'm gonna keep my Eltec shirts. There's some sculptures I can sell. Sell the sunlights. They don't net for much, but I don't know. It's something. And then I think that might be about it. Plain leather. Oh, I could sell a ton of ambrosia. I really don't need as much as I have. I have a truly absurd amount due to how abundant it is on this tile. There we are. Trade done. That's a bunch of steel that I won't have to mine up. That supplements so that Zero is not so busy. And some silver for future, the next trader that comes by. I would think at this point, let me turn on my, at this point, Plastile's probably what I'm going to need. I'll leave this steel node up, but I'm going to widen it out a bit because making it larger like this will give me access to some additional underground tiles. So really this is just turning out to be an episode of preparation. Much needed preparation. The additional arms and armor and all that. It's going to be very, very nice. But yes, a whole bunch of preparation for the end game. To be properly prepared to minimize the loss of life and limb to my own people. War Merchant. Oh my goodness. And Father of Arvanath coming in. Okay, I'll queue Bubbaloo to trade with them. Hope these guys aren't hostile with one another. That would be... okay. Look to be okay. I believe the game has some knowledge of not sending traders that are hostile with one another to the same location. But it doesn't always work. Let's see. You guys, you war merchants. At this point, I think it's pretty safe to say I won't need... I'll keep the Zeus Hammer anyway, but I really doubt I'm going to need it. And I'll sell my double strand hats, I guess. They really don't have anything to sell to me. Yeah, they really don't. Well, alright then. Just keep grinding away, trying to make arms and armor. I can make that room a little bit nicer. My constructors don't have much else to work on, so might as well. As you can see, my power is looking lovely. I've got really every bench have online right now, and excess power to boot, so that's a very comfortable feeling. Oh. A little bit of a social fight. These constant social fights are kind of unfortunate because they do wear and tear on our armor. So, Zero is desperately trying to net armor for everybody, and they just keep wearing it down. Even the simple act of wearing the armor does degrade it a little bit. Not that much, but the social fights a lot more. Getting shot at a lot more. Okay, so this is the cataphract helmet that we need. And then at the completion of this cataphract helmet, I might want to supplement a little bit more plasteel because my plasteel amount is pretty low. But we're getting to a point where asking the Stellarch to arrive once the trade caravans are done coming through is probably on the horizon, possibly for this episode. Let's continue to hunt. I won't even be picky. Alright, so here is the bulk goods trader from Antalya. They're coming with, ooh, Masterwork Cataphract Helmet. That'd be good for you. Talon. And Masterwork Double Strand Cowboy Hat. Something I might want to do before the end game, so to speak, is to add in some additional hospital capacity, just in case. It's pretty costly steel-wise, but a worthy investment, especially in a benevolent society. Count to Bob. What do they have for us? These guys can take some of our furs. Who knew we'd be a fur trader? We'll buy more steel because I'm about to use up a ton. We still have far more ambrosia than I really need, so we'll sell some of that as well. What else? Double strand toque. Another sculpture. Breaking just about even. Now, as you can see, our relationship with them has strained because we keep calling in favors for trade caravans. So there is a bit of a penalty for that. And now Zero is working on building up the hospital beds. Zero's who I want completing them. Or the nicer that they are, oh, that's only good. The nicer that they are, the more functional they will be, the more comfortable they will be. So far, just despite having a construction of a strong master, we're getting shafted. Oh, totally shafted. That's okay. Now, I could have min-maxed it and hooked up more vitals monitors, or more beds to the vitals monitors that I have, but not much need there. Alright. Once we finish this component, I'm going to have Zero prioritize mining over smithing so that you start the deep drill process. I'm going to want to get at least a few hundred plasteel and a little bit more gold before I start off, I think. But we definitely have, yeah, we've doubled our beds capacity for the hospital. this is plasteel, and then gold was up here. Okay, I was wrong. I really thought that we wouldn't need gold, but let's wall it up with my constructors that are more or less idle now. Making it look bigger and nicer, because, you know, there's not a whole lot of other work I'm currently doing. And that will allow Zero a little bit of comfort working in that spot. Alright. Intalia is leaving. Next up would be the Imperial Empire Spirit Trader, I think. And that would be the last one I called in. Then at this point, it should be no more caravans and sort of go time combat-wise. So here's some of the worn down armor. Still, most of it worth using. It's not tattered yet. But having it backed up like that is good. In case we get take a lot of damage and we need to swap our armors out in the middle of combat or whatnot. Okay, so we're getting our plasteel back up. Setting up the gold mining room. For now, I'm not going to build a roof over so that we don't cover up. How's my limestone is running a little low. I still have plenty for now, but you know, taking a look, it's pretty clear I'm not going to be able to make too many more statues. Period, unless I do it out of wood. That's always a possibility. So. For, wow, my grove, I guess we already stopped caring for. For my farmers, Shay and Yanshui, I'm going to try to stockpile a lot of wood. Scan silver underground, I'll mark it. Let's take you off the scanner. I don't need you on there anymore. Alright, so this building is all set. Ready for Zero. I'm going to put the unstable power cell out here in preparation for the gold mining that we will do. And then I need some additional steel mining. Maybe I buy steel off of the Empire of Spirit Trader. If they show up at this point. I'm not holding my breath because I'm a little surprised they haven't shown up yet. Okay, I'm gonna leave the rest of the limestone to affect repairs and the like. My animals should not be able to haul here anymore. That saves us some tidying up. Looks like we have just an absurd amount of rice. We have more rice farming than we rightly need. But it's going to be a healthy stockpile, and then I can also use it for trade. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is hook up 2 deep drills rather than keep moving the one. And that way we can have a backup drill, and it sort of removes the need to commute the equipment. keep grinding those portions. Chris is going to get this constructed. We'll add this to home zone. And in fact, let's add this to home zone. Do a quick home zone audit, I guess. Is what you could call it. I think we're okay. I think everything that should be in home zone is. Soon that drill will be done. And I think at this point, steel is of greater benefit. So let's get some steel, because it's going to be very, very difficult to supply our turrets with additional, barrel durability with the steel mid-combat, right? Like in the middle of being raided, it's just not all that likely that we will be able to do a lot of mining. There'll be injuries, we'll need to defend ourselves, so on and so forth. It's pretty important to get that queued up. So I'm hoping for maybe about 1,000 steel. Alright, I'm going to administer Heal Mech Serum to Pukesberry in hopes to remove the Dementia. Dementia, while being raided constantly, is sort of a very dangerous situation. There we go. Condition healed Dementia. So we still have cataracts, double cataracts, but at least the Dementia is gone. It's very, very, very expensive, but oh well. Okay, we're about 500 steel. And also, how much did the prestige helmets? Okay, it costs more gold than I even have, so it would be wise for me to also mine up some gold as well. Shay and Poppy should be helping to smith up some additional components. And we're sitting on what feels like a very nice stockpile. So once these shelves are full, I'll feel a lot better. But once those shelves are full, we can accept the Stellarch's mission to protect him, her. Who's the Stellarch? I don't even know who the Stellarch is. I guess Valentin Kalos, rather. So, male, I think. To protect the Stellarch and to win, well, win everything, really. I'm going to tell Zero to get a little bit of gold so that we can get the backup prestige equipment, the backup prestige armor. Helmet, recon armor, prestige, helmet, prestige. Okay. Yeah, this is the order of operations. I wanted it now. Instead of digging at that deep drill, dig at this one. Sort of feel bad hunting everything into virtual extinction here on the map, but it's in preparation. Maybe not responsible wardening of the wildlife, but sort of a requirement of the for our survival. Alright, so we need at least 90 gold for the next helmet. And then that should be enough. We'll go a little bit further. Just maybe one more portion. Oh, okay, you still want mine. That's fine. Okay, Talon. I am going to accept tomorrow morning the Royal Ascent. It is about time. Man, there are parts of the stonework here that are just so ugly. Okay, here we go. Stellarch is arriving. Nice, good use, very good use of the landing pad there. All right, so first things first, the Stellarch Valentin, who's a deserter. That doesn't make much sense, but sure. Is going to require a bedroom. They all will require meditation spots, which to that I say we'll provide as best as we can. You guys should probably, at this point, not work really on anything. Okay, let me fix this. They're willing to work, but I don't really want them doing anything. Okay, what kind of weapons do you have? Plaz, you've got a... So, Rospla could hunt. And Basilicus could hunt, too. So, we'll put you on 1 and 1 alike. We'll have these guys hunt if there's something to be hunted for. Oh, food binge, 0. Alright, and then on top of that, let's see. Valentin, you are going to be on royal meals. Everybody else on fine meals. I think we can supply that. No. Let's allow social drugs. Are you addicted to anything? No. And then in terms of their gear, they have extraordinarily high... They're very tanky. Okay. And then you, Valentin, have some Psycaster ability. Basilicus does too, Appa does, and Maus does as well. So they all have a little bit of Psycaster ability. And we are going to be giving them the ability to pray at these art stations. Oh my god, you guys are just plowing through my beard. It's going to be like that, isn't it? And tea. Oh, look at you go. And antibiotics. Alright, so at this point, what's going to happen here? The way this works is for 12 days, we have to defend the High Stellarch, keep his mood above 25%, and defend. Defend is the caveat. Defend is the tricky part, because what's going to happen here is loads and loads of people are going to come attack us in order to, you know, in order to try to murder us, I suppose. That's the easiest way to put it. And Appa, Rospla. Alright, so who actually needs it? So Valentin, let's assign Valentin first. Valentin. Not you. So Basilicus, Appa, and Maus. Okay. Schedule. Copy. Paste, 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 paste. And Valentin, you stay happy. Alright, so now they're all going to meditate accordingly, making sure that they have enough psi focus for if and when we need them to flex their psi focus muscles. And my animals, I'm just going to prematurely put them into grazing. I guess let's check if any of these guys are bloodlust. Hard worker greedy. Fast walker greedy. Oh, bedrooms. So Valentin, you already have your bedroom. Rospla, you are greedy. The best I could do is this bedroom. Basilicus. let's get rid of this ugly bedroom, because you're not an ascetic, right? No, you're a pyromaniac, though. Oof, okay. That's not great. You really sent some losers. Appa, you are sanguine and nervous. So if you're sanguine, you are the one that is going to deal with the bad bedroom, is how I'm going to phrase it. Cripes. What do I do here? I knew that I was going to have to address this, but I didn't plan accordingly. And I'm not really sure where to put this guy. I can put him out there. No, let's set up a temporary bedroom here. No, I don't really like the aesthetics of that. Set them up here. This doesn't become a throughway, which is fine. It'll just have to do. Alright, let's for now remove the roof so we can see what we're doing. And get this bedroom set up. Here comes the first raid. They're going to prepare a while. There is 157 of them. Well, I think you know how I'm going to deal with this. So, scheduling. Everybody to safety. And then, Mathis, I'm going to have you man this mortar. Because that's just simply a lot of people. Okay, and force target. God, what a waste of life. Zero would be great if you snapped out of it. Oh. Yikes. Alright. Well. The right to self-defense, I suppose. Mathis. Scheduling non-bloodlust, except for our 2 bloodlust. And you are going to try to capture Gubin here. Animals. You guys are going to haul, except for our non-haulers. As much as this can burn, I say we let it burn. Oh, you know what? Gubin, forget it. There's just no way. He's dead in seconds. But that's why I delivered the knee spikes, for that expressed and exact reason. Alright, so Appa, let's make you have a actual bedroom, not just this ugly little thing. And that should keep them a little happier. Okay, there is a lot of corpse hauling that's going to need to be done. I suppose that was the risk. And I am not only out of time, I'm overtime. Well, I wanted to say thank you all for watching. The defense of the Stellarch should be pretty interesting. If you have any questions about the process, just let me know in the comments below. Yes, indeed, this little series is wrapping up, and I hope to be as entertaining as I can towards the end here. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all next episode. Adios, friends.